Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. On the June 28th edition of SmackDown, Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline completely destroyed WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman. Weeks of suffering, but Heyman is back, engaged on social media, just as before, owing to Roman Reigns' return at August 3rd, SummerSlam. In advance of the Blue Brand show from tonight, the teases from Wiseman as the OTC is planned to appear whether he appears on Bears with Reigns. Observing when it's being made, announced that August 17, tomorrow night, Heyman is scheduled at Fanatics Fest. Nice will trail him with former WWE winners The Miz and Drew McIntyre on August 18, Sunday. The 58-year-old veteran shared a promotion on Instagram, his forthcoming show, which you can watch by going here, as it has been removed from the bloodline by one single CEO. Many people have seen the Wiseman on, notably at the father of Roman Reigns' funeral service of Sias Paul Heyman feels. The WWE's new Bloodlines era will surpass all earlier efforts. It was Roman Reigns and Wiseman who presented this plot in 2020 after the latter's WWE comeback following extended absence. Famously, Heyman said that their third inning was underway, following the contentious Tribal Chief WrestleMania triumph over Cody Rhodes, 39, in an exchange with Jeremy. Newsweek's Hannah Paul Heyman revealed concerning the lineage in WWE star asserted that there are an infinite potential outcomes for the current plot, while simultaneously mentioning that whatever they withdraw in the upcoming months will place their prior efforts to disgrace. We are currently in the Bloodline story's new age with Roman Reigns is not the victor, but rather, is he right? How does he handle that? Return the tribe chief's name. Who is the table chief? Alone or Roman takes over? Jimmy isn't present. Jay is not yet. The Wiseman has not received support. Roman Reigns' approach to dealing with people on, we have a long journey ahead of us. All I can say, according to Mon, is how I observe its trajectory and the numerous approaches we can take. It will be intriguing and should elevate all 4 years of labor to be ashamed of. In the final seconds of SmackDown from last week, Roman Reigns gave his eagerly anticipated go back to Friday evenings and demolished the Tongan introduced into the Solo Sikoa's bloodline. It still is observed how Sikoa retaliates. In addition, Reigns has not yet taken a microphone and talk about his return to the island. Of the importance of the lights in the crowded arena faded as the mutterings of the assembly grew, and the supporters were excited and anticipating. Just 1 week had passed since the stunning attack on WWE SmackDown that left everyone inquiring fervently. The answer they've all been waiting for tonight would eventually make the cameras visible. We're gearing up for a special WWE programming segment, and all eyes in the building were focused on the stage. The distinctive tones of ladies. Paul Heyman is my name, folks. Echo in their thoughts, but they couldn't tell how the champion, the architect of the manipulator, would show up. As of tonight, there have been following Roman Reigns' vicious attack on Mon, his enduring special. Many others questioned whether this was the start of a fresh chapter in the multi-story bloodline saga, or even at the end of Hun's remarkable career. A spotlight ignited, illuminating the masses, and the ramp roar became feverish pitch. But Paul Heyman isn't there, removing his signature right away. Music played all throughout the speakers with ominous undertones. In addition to the striking beat filled the area, intensifying the suspense. Then, at last, a figure that wasn't Paul Heyman, but a man covered by an extended trench, bending coat head. It wasn't until the figure arrived at the ramp's center that he stopped, took off his hood, and demonstrated his identity as Solitary, the Samoan enforcer of the Samoan ancestry. The assembly burst into a combination of alcohol and celebrates their split allegiances, alone remaining nearly motionless, his quiet menace emanating from their presence that had turned into his signature move. Energy of the audience increased, yet their confusion increased over Heyman's whereabouts. Another trick played on the mind by the intelligent man, acting like a spotlight on cue, appeared briefly on the Titantron, and there, Paul Heyman, seated, was larger than life. Snugly in a luxurious leather chair, backstage in a private space, apart from the mayhem of the assembly, he donned his typical, a red tie and a dark suit to finish group. Yet there was a strange tenseness in his face. His eyes shone with a faint mixture of amusement and rage. The quiet in the crowd was roaring with anticipation. Hun's initial words, Heyman's, ladies and gentlemen, voice was quiet, yet definitely strong. Paul Heyman is my name, and tonight I talk not as a supporter, not as the Roman Reigns' special counsel, but as man who recently felt the cold. Betrayed, a mutter rippled with sting. The camera is looking through the audience. Heyman's face was enlarged to show for the first time, true vulnerability glowed below the surface. The globe saw Roman, the man I Reigns, have led me to heights that no one else could reach. He has shown me his loyalty, counselor and confidant, the one individual who made him the chief of the tribe. As Heyman spoke, her voice became louder. The spectators could sense the intensity in his tone. Astonished, quiet, enthralled by what the Bible says, and every word does this. Does treachery imply that Roman Reigns has genuinely forgotten what? Does he still not realize that it was me who supported him during each title rule, through each and every arduous struggle, through each whisper? Doubt man stopped to consider the seriousness of his remarks become clear, or Heyman's tone changed, a sinister grin twisting at the lips' edge. Might it be that Roman Reigns has merely forgotten where he is? In Paul Heyman's the grand design have created. Is it possible that the tribal chief is currently too haughty to notice that he's just an pawn in a game I control? The audience gasped. It was retro. Heyman turned for what felt like a split second, of frailty into an admission of supreme authority. Only Sikoa remained. On stage, everything was still, but there was sparkle in his eyes, as though he was awaiting the subsequent. As you can see, Roman might have dealt. The conflict is far from over, yet the initial blow, beyond. I've been in this for decades. Business, and I've got the finest strategy. Brock Lesnar, the CM Punk of them. Now that Roman Reigns, Undertaker, he might, as the chief of your tribe, but I am the emperor of the WWE. He leaned forward in his universe chair, with his face taking up the whole screen. And Roman emperors, beloved, do not submit to kings. The audience erupted in applause. Gasps, realizing the seriousness of. According to Heyman, was this the start of Reigns' time as tribe chief is coming to an end? However, remember that Heyman resumed his voice, now radiating a sinister serenity. I don't just look for. No, that would be too easy retribution. I'm looking for the total and absolute destruction of the empire you established. Roman on my back, and I won't do it. Abruptly, the camera focused on the right, exposing a silhouetted figure just behind Mon, concealed in the figure moved forward in the gloom, and everyone in the crowd gasped when the light shone. The tall 6'8" monster of man's face was hidden, but his pure size and presence generated waves of expectation via the meet your new reckoning, Roman audience. Mon said, his tone growing ominous. Victorious tone. This is what I Uphold the terms of my insurance policy.